Boom, it's breaking up everything. Then the second one goes by. Come on, everybody. This is very slow-mo. Look at that. Take a second. Look at that ship. Folks, that is a starship. That is a Napoleon ship. They love the circular thing.
Que eso sea una...
El estadio no está para allá, pues, weón.
No, a no ser
Mira,
que...
si desaparece...
¿Qué estamos viendo?
Sí, sol.
¿Cuál es el Zoom?
Si desaparece...
Sol, weón.
¿Cuál es el Zoom? ¿Cómo se llama?
Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash, Yahweh being a true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being named for His only begotten Son, who the Lord ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopeful elect person this truth in all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh Sop, commissioned to us the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And this lesson is going to be giving you another updates on that last days, the end times, events that's going on. Chariot sightings, chariots. As we've been saying, man, we will begin to see so many chariots, it will become almost like an everyday thing to see these things, man. The Lord is revealing that He's coming back. And the reason why we're seeing these things at such a big scale is because the Lord is basically giving the orders to the angels to stage themselves, to get in position for His return. You're going to have more and more and more chariots that are going to begin to get in position, in place, to deliver the hopeful elect. Now, it was just told to me the other night that my son had a vision. My mama was telling me that he's seen a vision of basically us getting into the chariot and being there and giving a description of how we looked and stuff like that. And he described it as being into getting into a spaceship. And that's in the scriptures, and this is how the Lord will deliver the hopeful elect. We will get delivered in one of these things, man. These so-called UFOs, these are the angels. They're in the Bible, okay? Don't believe what Hollywood has been pushing out and telling you people. They've been pushing out movies, scary movies about these things because they want to condition the minds of the people to fight. If they figure that if they can get everybody on one accord to fight these things, Esau's carnal mind thinks that if he can get everyone to fight, that they'll have a chance against the Lord's angels. But he won't. Okay? But let's go ahead and get some scriptures out about it, that go into it. Okay? This is Zechariah 5:1. Actually, yeah, let's score out with Zechariah 5:1. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll." Okay? "And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. A flying roll. Now let's get what a roll is. The definition of a roll. Here we got the Webster's dictionary here. You can scroll down, see what it means. Let's see here. Okay. It says to cause to move in a circular manner. That's one, which that's how the things do fly. But going down, I actually did find an interesting description for it, a noun for it. Okay. Going down further, so like you bear with me, because it's in here. It's one of the definitions for it. Hold on, Salakia. Refresh it here. Okay, it says to move on rollers or wheels. All right, which one of those that's looking in the air does look like a wheel that's flying within the air. And back then, they called them rolls, or they called them wheels of what was used. But going a little bit further, that's not the actual definition I was looking for. Okay. It says to travel in a vehicle. That's another one. So he says a flying vehicle, something that's flying in the sky. Now back then they didn't have anything that would have the ability to fly in the sky. All right. In line 8 says to take form of a cylinder or ball. Okay. Now we go back into the video. This is basically this is a cylinder. Okay. The prophet is looking up and said, "Look, behold, a flying roll." You shouldn't be seeing if you see anything flying in the sky. The only thing back then they should have been describing is birds. It's the only thing that had the capabilities of flying. Okay, he saw something in the sky, a flying roll. So that's this one instance that that's talking about these so-called UFOs. Okay, and the scriptures also say how the Lord is coming back. He said, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen." Okay, the Lord is coming with clouds, and if you look at lenticular clouds, this gives you some images here. These are basically these so-called UFOs in disguise when you Google lenticular clouds. Okay. Now, on Mount Sinai, where the Lord came down to talk with Moses, this would have been something what like the people were seeing. Okay, because the scriptures talk about how the mountain was encompassed with a cloud, and it was all types of lightning and stuff around it. The chariots, they cloaked themselves with clouds to make themselves look like clouds. Okay, it's another good example here. A lot of these clouds are so-called UFOs or chariots. They're just in disguise. Okay. Luke 21 and 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, look up, and lift your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Look to the sky. Your redemption is coming from the sky, man. It's going to come from the east with a great cloud. The whole earth shall see him at one time. The chariot that the Lord is going to come in is going to be so massive. It's going to be like that movie Independence Day, that big alien spaceship. Okay, because these spaceships, when you begin to read the scriptures, you will begin to understand that the spaceships they put in Hollywood, those are not monsters in them things, man. Those are angels. And the angels, by the way, if you didn't know, look like so-called black people. They're very dark. The scriptures say dark skin. They look like the Lord. They got afros, all that, man. And granted, you got some angels that can make themselves appear unto the heathen as terrible and appear like monsters. Nevertheless, most of them look like men. Things that what's piling these things. You got eyewitness testimony of seeing so-called black people flying them things, man. Why is that? Why? Our redemption is close. The fact that we're seeing so many damn UFO sightings. Psalm 68:17, the chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. Now, in Sinai, this is what it looked like in Sinai. Something like this, man. The angels. So this is an example that these clouds are actually angels, They just have the technology, the ability to cloak themselves. Acts 1 and 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Don't you see in movies, when the spaceships abducting people? Well, this is one of the prophets getting abducted. Okay? Receive it in the clouds. I mean, they had a beam of light, and he floated up to the clouds. And inside them clouds was them chariots. That's why we need to look up. Lift our heads. Our redemption is very, very close. Okay? You're seeing flying rolls left and right. This was a big time sighting right here, man. to see this, like, wow. And look how close it is, man. You know, I can't push shit past Esau. You know, of course, there's always a chance he could animate shit. But nonetheless, the shit that even is not animated, the shit I've seen in person, Salakia. Try to go back here. You know, I've seen stuff like this in person, man. When I remember camping, you know, not camping, but fishing with the brothers, and it got dark. You know, kind of how you hear in the background, you hear the crickets and stuff. You know, we seen stuff like this, but they all lined up in one big, like, it was like a flyby that the Lord was doing for us, man. The Lord caused the moons to howl in a direction for us to look up and see the chariots, and they all got in formation in a big circle and flew like in a wave-like pattern, man. But we seen something just like this, man, but it's just even on a bigger scale. And we seen, like, I remember my first time holding posts in GMS camp, Kansas City. It was a big ass storm, and after the storm, we seen hundreds of smaller orbs that flew like in a wave-like pattern. It was like they were saluting us, man. These things are out here. They are real. They are real, okay? They're not so-called aliens. They're the angels of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, all right? This is how we get our ticket to get our bodies changed in an instant and get out of here. So this is something that you should look forward to seeing. Now the heathen, they're going to be scared, because we'll read to what the other side, the dark side of these things, have the capability to do. Isaiah 66:15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire. His chariot's going to come like a tornado. When they come, they bring storms sometimes, man. To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. They were going to be shooting concentrated beams of fire at people, man. It's going to be like with that scene from War of the Worlds, when chariots came out the earth and started laser beaming them people in the dust. You're going to see shit like that. At the very end, the last. You know? So it is beautiful. That was a Yapa. Yapa means beautiful. Yapa video of that, you know, that chariot sighting. Lord's willing, it's a legit video. You know, through the Spirit, I think it probably was. But, you know, you never know. You really never know. But, you know, it's still, I mean, the chariots I've seen, this is probably legit. Brothers have seen these up close in person, and then they've actually make drawings of stuff that they've seen. My son has visions and make drawings, and there's visions of him seeing the Lord in these things. So I believe through the Spirit, you know, these exist, obviously, and I've seen these things. I remember sending up prayers and seeing the things flash and salute the prayer that I just sent up, man. It's beautiful. You know, they're constantly watching, keeping watch, and the Lord it campeth around those that fear him, as the scriptures say. So brothers constantly see chariots. We walk out at night from our places that we reside in or sleep in, and we see chariots. You see chariots at camp. You know, brothers see these things a lot. Brothers that are teaching this truth and sincere. You know, so, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught me the truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopeful like pushing this truth in all honesty and sincerity. Shalom.